Hey guys, don't freak out. I know what this looks like, alright? But this is a very niche tutorial for any bikini, wellness, figure, any kind of female bodybuilder. For any kind of bodybuilder who would like to do their own makeup on show day. This is obviously not my best work because my camera kept dying, but it's kind of at least so you can get the gist of it, and you can also get an idea of how I find the foundation shade. You can just imagine my body being like super dark and like in competition tan right now, and not like this very paleness that is my current reality. But on show day, on a bodybuilding competition show day, you are obviously very tan, and I found it interesting to just kind of find a good foundation shade for that. So this is kind of tips and tricks on how I do things, how I find my shades for competition tanning, and just how I do my base, how I set, and all of that fun stuff. So we are just going to start with our normal primer, just as if it was any other day. I strongly recommend purchasing 2 different shades of foundations. Both of these are the Kat Von D Lock-It Foundation, which is my favorite foundation, in shade Deep 66 Cool and Medium 53 Neutral. These 2. And the reason these are not like super dark, because our body will be darker than this. Like our bodies will be like very dark. But the reason I go in with not super dark foundations is because ultimately I'd want certain parts of my face to be lighter than my body, so that my face is not like completely dark and like not visible, because I still want to be a luminous presence on the stage, but not like washed out way too light either. So what I do is just I mix these 2 to a good satisfactory color, and I kind of compare it to my neck, but obviously we can't do that now because I'm like translucent, so we can't do that. But that's what I do when I have my tan. It's usually like up to here somewhere, and then I kind of blend them together. And then the way I make my face appear darker is just through contouring and like bronzer. So for that I use this from Huda Beauty, and it's quite dark. It is the medium color, but it's very dark and it's very buildable, and like if I feel like I look too bright, I'll just use more of this. And I also follow it up with this. Obviously the darker side is preferred there. I thought I had like a very dark bronzer, but maybe I don't. Maybe that's something I need to get for my next show. But anyway, we're heading right into this and mixing these 2 foundations. I haven't used these 2 since my last show. This is the color from the Deep 66 Cool. So it's pretty dark. This is kind of what I'm starting with, so maybe like a 40-60 mixture, and then I don't really mix a lot, mix a lot. I just kind of bloop bloop bloop, and then I go in, because it's gonna like marble and even out as I go. This tutorial is gonna be so fucked up because I have such light skin, but please just bear with me and believe that it'll be good with a competition tan. I'm just gonna go in with my eyeshadow base here now, because normally I would go in with a concealer on my eyelids and like under here like that, in just a tad lighter shade. But I actually don't have a concealer right now that would be good for show color. But I do have these 2 things that I purchased just in emergency cases. This is what they look like, and like essentially this one makes your makeup lighter and this one makes your makeup darker. They're just like color drops, you could say. So maybe I'll just use my normal concealer and see how it works. Do not forget to get your ears. And try your best to like smudge out your hairline as well, which I'm not gonna do too much now because this is just gonna be washed off right after I finish this video, but just remember to do that. I'm gonna try this concealer. In terms of my shade, I think this is a pretty good base to work with. It looks incredibly orange, both in person and on the camera, but the tan is quite warm. I use Pro Tan self tanner every time I'm on stage, and the tan is quite warm, like the shade, and you are quite orange yourself, so it'll come full circle. Let's see if this works. Just a little blob concealer brush. As you can see, it is a tad darker. It's not overly dark, but it's actually a very beautiful shade. We'll just do a little. Okay, I think that went pretty well. So that is a pretty good concealer shade. We'll want to put just a little tad right here. All right, cool. Now I'm moving on to contour. I'm gonna use this, I believe it is a foundation brush from Sephora. Then I'm just gonna dab in there. Cool, and then some liquid blush as well. I'm just using the same old that I always use for that. To seal the deal, I am using the Urban Decay's One and Done little setting powder situation in the shade Dark, and it just has a little nice brush too, which is good for backstage. And as you can see, it is quite dark, so this will just like pull this whole look together even further. I am gonna bake a little bit. And while I'm baking, I will just go in and sweep my cheeks with some bronzer. But I do this mostly for the glow because this is like a little bit shimmery. And then I go in with another blush. This one is from NARS and it's beautiful. And let's brush this out. All right, so this is now my matte base. And obviously it looked crazy dark in the beginning, but like now that I've dusted everything off, it doesn't look too dark, which means that you can definitely go back in with this and make everything darker. Even after you like set everything, I feel like this is like, it's creamy, but it's very dry creamy. So I feel like you're perfectly fine to just go in and adjust your darkness as needed. But this really makes sure like everything sits locked and loaded, locked in and loaded all day. Usually when I do this kind of base like this, I don't go in and touch anything for the night show. I just make it, like I do this at like 4 AM and then I'm just set for the rest of the day. I don't know, sometimes in the camera like preview it looks very spotty. I don't know if that's just my Hollywood lights here, but in the mirror it looks very even and nice. So I can show you guys the end result like in daylight as well. So if you wanted to make this a little bit darker still, you can go in with that same brush and just dip it a little bit. This is a very generous product. It is tiny but mighty. So you definitely do not need a lot of product. But as you can see, like this gives my face a much more tan appearance compared to this, if you ignore this line. So just going in with a bronzer works perfectly fine if you want to like darken up your face even more. I'm gonna dab a little more on my nose. So what I did with this last show was I pulled up from here and down from my hairline, and then I also went along my jawline. That kind of helped to darken my overall face without fucking up my lighter places, aka this triangle center of my face that I do want to be lighter. But it helped darken up the other spots even more. So that's something you can play with as well if you want to, but I do think that just this might be enough. But that's a little sidebar. It's very hard to tell color-wise if this darkness is enough for a stage tan. I would assume it might have to be just a tad darker, but you'll know that like when you put your foundation on and compare it to the neckline, like if you're very far off or if you're pretty good. So, and of course we've now proven that this one works really well for darkening up any base. So yeah, after this base is all set, I usually go in and highlight in my normal regular places with my normal highlighter. I usually go with 2 highlighters. One is this one, which is a little bit more champagne colored, and the other one is more like icy. And then brow bone above here. And then a little dot there. And then just same little spots with the other one. Let's attack the eyes. I will show you my 2 favorite palettes that I bring to every show, and it is these 2. Obviously it's kind of up to you like which color looks good on you and stuff, but I feel like both of these have a lot of colors that really goes well with my show day makeup look. So this is the palettes. I kind of go in and use both, and depending on what it is that I want to achieve. And then I just start by brushing a transition color here. In this case, I am using the Orange Soda. I am using this as my transition shade, and I'll probably go in with this and like kind of darken that whole thing out. Alright, when I'm satisfied with that, I will just go in with something darker. Switch to a less fluffy brush. I will just go in with amber and saffron. So amber and saffron. And when I'm satisfied with the overall shape of this, I will just go back in with my transition colors and clean it up a little bit. Now, next I'm going in with this kind of like angled fluffy brush. I'll just pick up some saffron and amber. Go in here. Right where I feel like the crease is. So that way I kind of have a cut crease blueprint, but I don't have to cut the crease, but I can if I want to. I don't think I will today though. After the like top of the lid top is done, I usually go in and do under eyes as well. So just following the same steps. I usually go into like here and then I stop, so like center of my eyeball. Alright friends, my camera actually died, so I just quickly charged the batteries and did my eyebrows. I just used a shade darker than I normally use, so normally I use the shade blonde. And today I used taupe, and then I also make them even darker by using like a, Jesus, so much hair, by using a darker brow gel. So this is just from Ulta, the deep brown color. So that's all I do for my eyebrows, nothing crazy for those. In some cases, I will even do a black shadow in the crease, but I think for today I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna keep it a little more subtle, basic, nice looking. And I'm obviously going to put some shimmer on here. I'm going to do two different ones. So I will be starting with, where are you? With this. This is a highlighter from Fenty Beauty. The color is Sandcastle, but I think it is gorgeous as an eyeshadow as well. It's very like metallic and just pretty looking. So what I do is I just plop it on my finger and use my fingers to kind of dab it into place. And then you can see that the lines are a little harsh. So I will go in with a little smudging brush and just make that line a little nicer. And for my next little glitter, I'm going to use this eye popper from One Size Beauty. It is kind of like a liquid glittery eyeshadow. And so I just use the applicator and I dab it onto the center-ish. All right, that is my little glitter addition. And then as you can see, the line here is also quite harsh. So I'm just gonna go in with the same colors, kind of gradient that out a little bit. And then I'll just take a brush and dust off any excess fallout glitter here. Now I will go in with two eyeliners, well, three eyeliners technically. Just one white one on my waterline to open up my eyes a little bit more. Like that, if you can see the difference between these two. Next, I am going in with, excuse me, with a dark brown eyeliner just to kind of, you know, just as like a sideways laying, like a V in the corner here, just to kind of elongate my eyes. And then I kind of just go in with a brush and smudge those corners. Like that. And now it's time for my eyeliner for my wing, because this would not be my makeup tutorial without a wing, so that's what we're doing. We can't be afraid of a bold wing here because we will be on stage, a lot of spotlights, and stage makeup is typically more dramatic than normal street makeup, so I'm not too concerned. And in fact, I could actually go super much more darker on my eyeshadow here as well, which I probably would do at this step before applying eyeshadow, eyelashes. So if I want to go even darker, I will just go in with Ode here in the corner, mix it a little bit here with saffron, and we'll have a good time. Next step is mascara, and after that eyelashes, and I would probably go with something very dramatic and extra since it's, you know, stage makeup. But I don't have any super dramatic and extra eyelashes on me right now, but I will still show you just for like the pulled together look purpose what it might look like with fake eyelashes on. Right, my poor camera keeps dying, but just really quickly, I have my lashes on now. So this is what the eye makeup looks like. And then really quickly, we still also have lips to do. I like to keep them darker nude. So my go-to has been either Velvet Teddy from MAC, which is this color, or a very adjacent one from KKW Beauty. Looks like this. It is the Icon 1. And then I'll just also go in with a dark lip liner. This one is also from KKW Beauty. So I'll just quickly show you guys that. Oops. So that's the lip liner. And then I will start out with Velvet Teddy. Right down the middle. And then go in with this one. Kind of all over. On top of this, I might throw like a lip gloss on if I want it to be warmer or maybe more pinkish, or if I just want a nice little sheen, I'll just do like a transparent one. But this is just the gist of the look. Let me bring you guys over to some different lighting so you can see. This is like smack dab in the middle of the day, and here's the line. But you can see like it is quite warm and tan, but you can do a lot with contour. It is not my best work because I'm on the clock here since my battery keeps dying, but this took me around maybe 45 minutes from start to finish. And on show day I enjoy doing it because it is just very meditative to me and like fun to just see everything just slowly coming together. So this is the final look. Don't forget to use setting spray when you're done, and let me show you guys also what you should bring backstage with you. Right, so these are the things I would bring with me backstage when it comes to makeup touch-ups. So obviously one of your palettes that you used, along with a brush that kind of could do it all. And then this was the setting powder. I would definitely bring that. And then this that we discussed, highlighter, and then for eyes, just the white eyeliner and the brown eyeliner and a liquid eyeliner. And then for tools, I would bring the eyelash applicator in case your eyelashes are on the loose. Definitely also bring your glue, just in case your eyebrows are too light, bring a brow tint, setting spray, lip liner and lipstick, and then this brush can also like kind of do it all. Okay, my poor camera keeps on dying, so I apologize. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions.